Sodium is 40 times more abundant than lithium on Earth. So why did it take until 2025 for anyone to actually mass-produce a sodium-ion battery system? Sodium is 40 times more abundant than lithium on Earth. It's in table salt. It's essentially free compared to lithium carbonate. So here's the question that should bother you. Why are we only now, in 2025, seeing the world's first sodium-ion energy storage system actually enter mass production? That system is CATL's Tenor platform, and I want to be very clear about what mass production means here, because this industry loves to blur that line. We're not talking about a lab cell, a prototype pack, or a press release with a render. CATL has committed to shipping 1 full gigawatt-hour of Tenor sodium-ion capacity by the end of 2026. That is a real, contractual, deliverable number. I've been skeptical of sodium timelines before. I said in 2023 that I didn't think sodium-ion would reach commercial scale before 2027 at the earliest, and I was wrong. CATL moved faster than I expected. The milestone matters because it's the first time sodium-ion crosses from promising chemistry into actual grid asset. And the application CATL is targeting first isn't your EV, it's AI data centers, specifically the AIDC category of hyperscale compute facilities that are eating the power grid alive right now. I think that's a smarter beachhead than EVs, and I'll explain why in a moment. Here's the technical core of why Tenor is interesting and why the data center angle is not random. Sodium-ion chemistry has a structural advantage in what engineers call rate capability, basically, how fast you can push current in and out of the cell without degrading it. CATL's Tenor system charges and discharges significantly faster than a comparable lithium iron phosphate pack. I'd argue this is actually a generational gap, not just an incremental improvement. LFP is a fantastic chemistry. It's what powers most of BYD's lineup. It's what Tesla uses in its standard range cars. But its rate performance has a ceiling. Sodium doesn't have that ceiling in the same way, because the sodium ion is larger and moves through certain electrolyte structures with less resistance under high current conditions. Now, the honest caveat, sodium ion energy density is lower. You get less kilowatt hours per kilogram than LFP, which is already behind nickel manganese cobalt. For a passenger car where weight and range matter enormously, that's a real penalty. But for a data center doesn't care how heavy its battery room is. It cares about two things. How fast can you respond to a power spike, and how many charge cycles can you do before the cells degrade? Sodium wins on both. This is why I think CATL's decision to launch Tenor into AIDC storage first is strategically brilliant. They're not fighting on the terrain where sodium is weakest. They're picking the exact battlefield where its strengths are decisive. Now we get to the part that genuinely puzzled me when I first dug into this. If sodium is cheaper and more abundant than lithium, why isn't sodium-ion battery manufacturing already cheaper than LFP? The answer is uncomfortable. Abundance of the raw material and complexity of the manufacturing process are completely separate problems. Sodium ions are larger than lithium ions. That sounds trivial until you realize that the electrode materials, specifically the cathode, have to be engineered at the atomic level to accommodate that larger ion without the crystal structure collapsing over thousands of charge cycles. For LFP, the industry has had 20-plus years to optimize that cathode chemistry. The supply chains, the precursor materials, the sintering temperatures, the coating processes, all of it is dialed in. CATL essentially had to rebuild that entire stack from scratch for sodium. The layered oxide cathodes that work best for sodium-ion are notoriously sensitive to moisture during manufacturing. One bad humidity excursion in the factory, and you've got a batch of degraded cells. That's a process control challenge that took CATL years to solve at lab scale, and now they have to solve it at gigawatt-hour scale. I think this manufacturing complexity is actually CATL's biggest moat here. Not the chemistry itself, which is published in academic literature, but the process know-how that lets you run a sodium-ion line with acceptable yield rates. A Western competitor starting today isn't 3 years behind. They might be closer to 7 or 8. So where does this leave everyone else? Tesla's stationary storage product, the Megapack, runs on lithium iron phosphate. It's a proven, bankable technology and utilities love it. But if CATL can deliver Tenor at competitive cost per kilowatt hour with meaningfully better charge rates, The Megapack has a real problem in the data center segment specifically, and that segment is growing faster than any other part of the storage market right now because of AI infrastructure build-out. Panasonic, Samsung SDI, LG Energy Solution, none of them have a sodium-ion product anywhere near GWh-scale production. They're not even close. I think the window for Western and Japanese battery makers to respond is narrowing fast, and the uncomfortable truth is that most of them are still optimizing LFP and NMC rather than betting on new chemistries. That's rational short-term. It might be catastrophic long-term. My verdict: CATL's tenor is the most consequential battery announcement of 2025, and it's flying under the radar in Western media because it's not in a car, it's in a building. But the economics of sodium-ion, once manufacturing yields are mature, will absolutely flow into EVs within this decade. The cheap material advantage doesn't disappear just because the process is hard. Hard problems get solved, and CATL just proved they can solve them at scale. I'd love to know whether you think sodium-ion will reach passenger EVs before 2030. Drop your prediction in the comments. If you think sodium-ion hits passenger EVs before 2030, tell me in the comments. And if you think LFP holds the line, make your case. Subscribe for the next deep dive, which is going to be a head-to-head I've been building for weeks.